Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Toyota GR86 Fixed Edition, this time at the rescanned Oulton Park without any chicanes. If you're new to my channel, we do a hot lap, a breakdown, then we are back in the cockpit one final time, the driving line on. Any questions, do let me know in the comments, and as always, let's start the hot lap. So here we are smashing it down the main straight, looking for the end of the ad hoardings on the left hand side. As we get that on the brakes, it's about 35% down to third gear, then over the new bumps. Can't exit anywhere near as wide as you used to be able to before the rescan. Heading over to the right hand side, and we're going to get on the brakes in this little dip, up to about 50% down to third gear, getting our steering well over to the left hand side, getting our left hand tyres over those new 3D curves. I do think this is a slower track with the new updates. At this entrance road, we're going to do a quick lift, back on the gas, don't go too far over to the left, anything to the left of where I am there's off track. Now we're on the brakes, really quite hard, all the way down to second gear, on the gas as soon as possible, let the traction control do its stuff if it needs to. Now we want to get our right hand tyres, just clipping this curving here on the right hand side, as we shorten the track best way possible, keeping our steering as straight as possible. Now for Knickerbrook, we're looking at the just after the 100 board or this first bit of curbing. Leave it in fourth gear, you're basically got to hop your way over that corner. Keep it tight on the left hand side going up the hill. Allow yourself some width and then come back inside again. And now just before that second to last tree, we get on the brakes down to third gear. I went a little bit early, had to correct as you can see from the telemetry graph. And for the final one, we're looking at about 2 car lengths before the marshal's hut, on the brakes as hard as possible, down to second gear, get the right hand tyres over that, exit nice and wide, hug it back over to the left hand side, and over and across the line we go in a 141.7. Right, let's do the breakdown. Right, speed through this breakdown lap. So, first braking marker, going to be the end of the Two Brothers Racing sign on the left-hand side. As you can see, we go on the brakes with about 35%, trail that off, picking back up on the gas as we hit that curbing. So this is what it's going to look like from inside the car. It's going to look as if you're almost on the grass, but you aren't, as you could see from the chase cam previously. Going to exit wide, but we can't exit any wider than this. So the center of your car now has to be over the track. Used to be, as long as any part of your right-hand wheels were on the rumble strip, you were absolutely fine. You will now get an off track for that. So do be aware. Caught me out. Right, braking for this part is just as we get into this little dip in front of the car here. And as you can see, we got on the brakes at about 50%. Quick trail off into third gear, getting back onto it. There we go. Full gas on the apex. It is quite bumpy now. They are, by the way, more lenient on the right-hand side. Before it was if you touch the grass or the asphalt on the right-hand side, you had a problem. Now they are slightly more lenient. Why the track map isn't working. Right, we get to this little entrance road on the right-hand side. I do a lift. I go almost down to nothing, and then I pick back up on the gas. Now you see just in front of the car here, there's this like little raised bit. Now if you're actually hitting that with your left-hand tyre, you are going to get an off track. So I miss it by about an inch here. Right, the braking marker for the next corner. So I don't know if you can see just up ahead, there's a kind of apex in the line, or a little nipple sticking out from left to right in the white line up ahead. Or alternatively, you can look over to the right-hand side of the track and you can see a little bit of additional sort of mud on the right-hand side there. That is going to be our braking marker. As you can see, as soon as we get there, we're on the brakes up to about 95%. Right off, down to second gear, picking back up on the gas at the apex. And as you can see here, I'm on the apex, I'm fully at 100%, and I'm just going to let the camber and the traction control do its thing. So we go up and over the hill. So we come into Knickerbrook. Our braking marker is going to be this 100 board or the first set of curbings that you can see. So there we go. It is the curbings rather than the 100-meter board. And we go on the brakes up to about 75%, quick trail off, back on the gas, there we go, 100% at the apex. And you are going to bounce a little bit at this stage. You can see the car hopping as we're using all available grip and then a bit extra. Right, for Druids, it's quite a tricky one. So you see there's a tree on our left and then there's a tree at the end, and in between there's apparently bushes. Well, it's midway between the two actual trees, or it's the last bush. So as you can see, here we are. We're on the brakes, only up to about 35%. Onto full gas as soon as possible. Yeah, I didn't quite make it. In fact, I had to back off a little bit because I thought I'd gone early. But we definitely want to be at 100% as we hit the second apex of Druids. The final braking marker into Lodge is going to be just up ahead. It's about halfway between where I am now and the Marshal's Hut. But yeah, it's a couple of car lengths just before the Marshal's Hut. So there we are. I'm on to full brakes now. I actually go up to 100%. I pull that speed off down to second gear. And then we're back on 100% as we're on the apex, and we've got our right-hand tyres right over the curving. That's going to allow us to get on the gas nice and early, but still exit within the confines of the track. And then cut it tight over to the left. And over across the line we go. That is the breakdown lap. Got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.